CES is always a amazing and innovative experience, and this year's no different. Xthings has a amazing amount of offerings this year, and I've had the pleasure of having Raj joining me from Xthings. How are you today?
Very good. Thank you, John. Thank you for the invite.
Xthings manufactures many products, and cameras are one of them. And the Ulticam is their camera lineup.
Yeah, so the Ulticam is a new lineup for us. So we introduced this lineup of security cameras in late 24. And since then, we have been continuously innovating on this product. The current version that is out in the market has Edge AI detection. Okay, so what that means is, we can detect people, identify vehicle types, and also, identify cats and dogs, detect fire, smoke. So all of this are done by the camera itself, right? So without relying on cloud intelligence or, additional processing. So there is Edge AI that can, do these object detections locally. What that means for a typical security camera user is um, so most of the cameras work on motion sensor. So you detect motion, you start recording, and you generate an alert and leave it to the user to determine what it is, right? So you will get a clip or an alert filling your home screen. So you have to click on it, download the video clip from the cloud, watch it to understand what exactly happened. So that's
Mhm.
the typical experience of today's, smart home security cameras. With the edge intelligence and the object detection, um, so we eliminate, all the false alerts, right? So a majority of the false alerts that are triggered by motion are eliminated because we also analyze, what were the objects that were detected, unless, there is a person or a vehicle within a perimeter that where this cam you are monitoring. We won't, unnecessarily generate an alert. So it removes all those false alarms, and you can customize it. You can, customize, when you want to, get an alert, right? But you'll start a recording, on motion, but you get alerted only when we sense these objects, right?
Right. And it sounds like it can be used for both commercial as well as home use.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. And the second thing is we one and we tag these objects that are detected in the camera. And you can be completely local. You don't need to use our cloud service, by the way is 7 days of rotating cloud storage is free with our product.
Free of
Uh,
charge.
yeah,
No
free
charge
of
for
charge.
7 days of storage. That's amazing.
Yeah, and what that also means is, your clips get stored in for 7 days, and it's available for you to download. If there is a particular clip of that's of interest to you, important, that you need to keep a copy locally, you can always download it. And we do believe that 7 days is, uh, good enough for most use cases, because if something is not important and you haven't downloaded it in 7 days, then it's not important for you, right?
Makes
Uh,
sense.
then, if you use our cloud service, we also can do the video analytics. So we work with Google Gemini that can provide contextual summaries, a quick summary of what the clip is all about, right? And for example, if we detected a truck, the our video analytics can determine it was an Amazon truck. So you get this additional context, and you get a quick summary. So you don't necessarily have to watch the video to know what exactly happened. And in addition to summaries, there is also a threat classification. So we classify the clip as risky or normal. If it is risky, we further, mark it as low, medium, high. So by just looking at the clip with the summary and the rate, risk rating on that clip, you already know whether you have to spend that next 30 seconds, 40 seconds looking into the video, or just, yeah. So it saves a lot of time, and also the summary allows you to understand patterns. So that's a great value for, consumers.
Yeah, no, I know for me looking through clips or hours of clips just to find one incident is
Right,
very, very painful and time consuming. So it sounds like having
right.
an AI helping
So,
you determine things is just makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Very interesting. And so what models are there that are new this year, and are there any that support Matter?
Yeah, so the Ulticam IQ current model that we have is not Matter certified, but the hardware that can support Matter. So we are in the process of certifying this product for Matter, and which should happen soon. And there aren't already any certified Matter cameras that are available in the market
Right.
because even I think SmartThings is the only home gateway that announced support for Matter. So we are also waiting on Apple and Google to start supporting, cameras
Yeah.
on their Matter devices. So we do see that our certification process should be complete pretty soon. So we expect sometime in March, we will have a certified product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys are going to be one of the first to have a
Yes.
camera that's going to be Matter compatible, which is just amazing. Very
And
cool.
of course, besides IQ supporting Matter, in the near future, we also launched or showcased a line of cameras called using the Wi-Fi Halo technology. Yeah.
So let's talk about that then. Let's discuss that Halo technology that you guys were showing off.
Yeah, so the Wi-Fi Halo is think of it as a long-range Wi-Fi. Okay, so your current Wi-Fi at home, it operates on 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, and the 5 gigahertz gives you the speed, but your range is even more limited than 2.4. Okay, so the Wi-Fi Halo, it is Wi-Fi from a protocol spec perspective, but it operates sub gigahertz and can still provide you, 20, 25 Mbps of, sustained throughput. So very suitable for building, security cameras using that technology. So we showcased Halo cameras. We have a bridge that bridges between Halo and the home Wi-Fi, and you can attach to not attach literally because it's wireless, so you can use up to four cameras with this bridge, Wi-Fi Halo bridge, and so you get up to a kilometer of connectivity. So from the bridge to the camera, wireless up to a kilometer range.
Wow,
So
so that would be really good for someone who has, let's say, a farm or
yeah,
garage that's extended away from the
that-
house.
exactly. Yeah.
That's
So
a
that's
great
the use
technology.
case. Yeah. So that's something that we showed at the CES. And what is coming up? There's a floodlight version of the IQ, which I talked about, that is also available. And soon we will also have a wire-free camera with enough battery power that can support, with the same Edge AI and our cloud video analytics, all of that in a nice package. It's called Ulticam Flex,
Wow,
and
that's
that will
great.
be coming out in Q2. Yeah.
No, really great. I think that idea of having, battery-based camera so people can put it places that are inaccessible for power, it just makes a lot of sense. So when it comes to X things, if people want to learn more about the product lineups, where can people go? Is there social media that you guys use? Is there somewhere that people should look?
Yeah, xthings.com, and that's our corporate website. And from there, you can go to ultralock.com, ulticam.com. Each of those product lines have their own website. So you would see our current line of products as well as what is coming up. And there are some, in some cases, there is also pre-order programs or, with some discount options that you can sign on to. And there will, from time to time, there's also announcement on beta testing and things like that. If there are, smart home interest group that would want to, collaborate. And we're also on LinkedIn, and Facebook and Instagram and other social medias. Yeah.
Right. They're on all the big social media plans. And I think I want to reiterate that, X Things and all their brands have been out in the market for years and they're used by over a million of people. And, this is a brand that is not just coming, to fruition today. It's not just, brand new. It's been around and they have the maturity that a lot of other brands in this market don't have. Well, Raj, thank you so much.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you
Appreciate it.
taking the time to talk to me. It's a pleasure.